others can do it better than us, then what's the difference?
Paranoia, though, comes from the
which makes it
phasing out of the American way of life by electricity.
all the more hard to make an impact.
In an electric information environment, minority groups can no longer be contained, ignored. Too many people know too much about each other. Our new environment compels commitment and participation. We have become irrevocably involved with and responsible for each other.
With the advent of electric information pickup, the entire world has been dumped in the Western lap as our baby. How do you order it?
Flood of immigration to the USA.
They're in a sense senile. They have acquired so much information about the world by the age of 3 that they're in a sense senile.
You see, one's international, one's domestic.
Well, we could go back to the techniques used by Joyce and Finnegans Wake, when he takes typically clichés like though he might have been more humble, there's no police like Holmes. Where he takes the old clichés about be it ever so humble, there's no place like home, and then reveals by punning on Holmes, Holmes and HOMES and OHMS, punning to reveal that after all, home is the most rigid police force in the world. It is the most rigorous and disciplinary prison. And also, Holmes, the great sleuth, is suddenly revealed as a cop, a conventional sort of man, uniform, conventional violence, exerting pressure on innocent victims. But the puns on OHMS reveal another whole batch of suggestions, open up a whole range of perceptions, suggesting the world and bugging, or electric bugging of
Setting up these little spy units that tell them exactly how you need to help them in Vietnam.
Well, there's less phone bugging in this country than there is in France.
Now,
Is tracking. In the online space, it's easier, but even then, depending on how you do it, not the easiest.
Marketplaces. This isn't your social media profile. This is something different.
So Google partnered with Nielsen.
What's happening, of course, the presidency right now is, I think, related to things that have nothing to do with Watergate at all.
Watergate is the gate triggers.
Traitors Gate.
And never mentioned in the press.
It was originally known as the Watergate.
Which of these U.S. presidents appeared on the television series Laugh-In?
The word that's now being used is participatory democracy.
Which means image making, in which you have to find people who will serve as an inclusive image for the whole community.
Well, I really haven't gotten quite there yet.
about a new gimmick called PWF, Puff, Pregnancy Without Fear. And it's explained this way. A pregnant woman arrives at a party, men fetch her canopies, women whisper about how radiant she looks.
It's just Oprah. I love Oprah. Oprah would always be my first choice.
Represents anything, you try to create a new, original, and striking image that will wow
An inclusive image for the whole community.
audiences.
They were phonemes.
Under electric conditions, when the people lowest down in the hierarchy can have access to just as much information as the president of the company.
In great jeopardy. The entire character of a written constitution in the electric age is the thing that fascinates me and rather terrifies me, because there is nothing in the nature of the written Constitution of the United States that makes it capable of coping with an electric environment of instant information.
at the same moment. That's what's creating such a mess in our political lives. With TV, every night becomes election night.
Oh, yes, because Justice Cezanne and Seurat and Rouault all discovered the relevance, the new relevance of tactile patterns, as opposed to conspicuous pictorial patterns. They discovered these things 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
I hear you sing. Our characteristics of talk under electric media just have a world trap. Probably to be ruled eventually by Pat.
I ask you, what is our most cherished right since pioneer days?
Pattern recognition.
Paulson.
Who stand back and just analyze instead of experiencing, never really have the experience. But at the same time, I don't think anybody is saved enormously just by giving themselves over to an experience completely and that's it.
Last night on...
Hello? Hello, Tom?
Yeah.
Hi, Regis Philbin here from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hi.
We've got your son John with us right now. He's doing pretty well.
Good.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
I don't really need your help. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million.
Lately, I've been worrying about Phyllis Diller.
Sock it to me?
Marshall McLuhan, what are you doing?
How amusing that an apartment building in Washington should be called that, and that it should in turn have been applied to
We are moving into a world where women will be the only power. Any woman.
What will men be doing?
Boys are thrown off very much more easily than girls.
The women's lib.
Blew up. Lost my temper. Marshall said, calm down.
And this program is related to that. Liberation. Women's lib is an extreme form of violence and upset.
Explain that.
Maybe to you. Entirely related to television and TV.
The audience and my...
Visit the American Museum of Natural History.
A buzzing at that part. You better explain it quickly before we become violent.
TV, as a medium, fosters a very inclusive attitude to life, role-playing. Fragmented, specialized job holding. The nature of TV, with its inclusive acoustic character.
And so the men tend to be entirely in the left hemisphere in their training and their work. Women are much more inclined to be role players. That means multiple jobs. And so this, a mother all over the centuries has never had a job. She has a role.
The reason that most of you in this room find it difficult to imagine a goal in life is simply that you're living in an electric world where everything happens at once. It's hard to have a fixed point of view in a world where everything is happening simultaneously.
The Academy of Television Arts and Sciences presents
Pioneer Days.
Pattern recognition.
Paulson.
But you're...
I consider Marshall McLuhan one of the great masters of my college years.
We are moving into a world where women will be the only power. The sort of physical activities a woman is supposed to accomplish quite quickly in life, very much more sophisticated.
And people now go out.
Ashley Montague has a book called The Natural Superiority of Women, meaning her muscle coordination is much more sophisticated than that of a boy. Any woman...
What will men be doing?
No.
The natural superiority of women is a physical one.
With television, and the outside is coming
So
inside.
It's coming out now under the stress of new media and innovation. The women are bearing up much better against this than the boys. The boys are specialists and are wilting.
And people now go outside to be with people.
Under the...
Minus the young people.
That's true. It's easy to see in any school that by grade 6 the boys have had it.
Okay, so for the records.
and TV.
The audience and my...
Visit the American Museum of Natural History.
The gate was originally known as the Watergate.
TV.
The audience and my...
Visit the American Museum of Natural History.
Tasks where women will be the only powers.
Women are multiple task people.
Any woman.
What will men be doing?
You try to create a new, original, and striking image that will wow.
Women physiologically are superior to men.
Outside to be with.
That is, they are better set up for survival.
That is, the young people do.
They're less
The kids do.
that I understand.
Get the emotional multitude out of the subplot. Which copies running plot. Much as a shadow on the wall copies one body in the firelight.
This is the way it is for everybody.
Get the emotional multitude out of the subplot. Which copies running plot.
Complimentary, is it? $69.96.
Hello. Hi, Marshall. Hello, Tony.
This is the way it is for everybody.
Get the emotional multitude out of the subplot. Which copies running plot. Much as a shadow on the wall copies one body in the firelight.
This is the way it is for everybody.
Get the emotional multitude out of the subplot. Which copies running plot.
I'm writing for a public that will eventually like me. Done and so on. All of this tends to get onto paper sooner or later, see?
Absolutely.
At the same moment.
How could Daniel Ellsberg have, he spent several nights at Rand Corporation copying.
Dr. Monahan, please, sir.
He could never copy them by hand.
Hello?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Where are you?
I'm in New York writing a speech.
You got a minute or is it bad time?
I do, sir.
In fact, I'm writing a speech. I'm delivering tonight at 7:30, so
we're going to hit.
we're right in the middle of it, but it's brief, so you can listen. 14 minutes is your retention time that long?
I never...
Don't admit it. Yeah.
Up until now, there's a breakdown in the trust among our people and the pool of broadcasters in Philadelphia have temporarily lost the audio. It is not a conspiracy against Governor Carter or President Ford, and they will fix it as soon as possible.
This is called Operations Research. There are books on it.
How could Daniel Ellsberg have, he spent several nights at Rand Corporation copying those Pentagon papers.
Eased out.
That's what's creating such a mess in our political lives.
Coming then to Xerox and the big leaks. The anima of the people.
Where advertising is heading is...
Bye-bye. Au revoir.
The charge of the light barricade, it's an involving mosaic situation in which the storyline or connected spaces are not there.
This enormous gap between man's natural equipment and his technology has got bigger and bigger.
Womb-to-tomb surveillance.
And
He was a professor, a very learned man.
This has become the new human occupation in the electronic age. Espionage is now the total human activity, whether you call it...
This is called public relations, and it's called...
Womb.
I saw a database where they were collecting everyone's pants sizes.
Audience research.
They know exactly how many almonds that each one of us has eaten.
Surveillance.
And this is around the clock.
You know there's an old saying in the business world, if it works, to make it work. Our motor cars are obsolete long ago, but that means that they are really going concerns. There is more writing today than there was before Gutenberg. There is more writing today than there was before Gutenberg. handwriting. Obsolescence does not mean the conclusion, but rather the beginning of the process, as far as everyday life is concerned. This is not ordinarily understood. Most people think obsolete. Ordinarily understood. Most people think obsolete. It's only when a thing has become obsolete that everybody is sufficiently familiar with it to make it work. Our motor cars are obsolete long ago, but that means that they are really going concerns. There is more writing today than there was before Gutenberg, more handwriting. Obsolescence does not mean the conclusion, but rather the beginning of the process.
To HBO Go with.
What we're going to have a look at now is from the Axel Meijer company. Their own training
Value of a person's reputation across different communities and
film, or their own in-company film.
Well, actually, in any space that
of how well they can and can't be trusted. Of how well they can and can't be trusted. Of how well they can and can't be trusted.
Setting up these little spy units.
This isn't your social media profile, this is something
Spy
different.
units.
So Google partnered with Nielsen.
Look,
This is the paradox.
I have 3 days left with you.
There's no longer any such thing as secrecy. That's what the joke about the...
And invading privacy.
Invading privacy, in fact, just ignoring it. It's everybody has become porous. They got the light and the messages go right through us. As, by the way, at this moment,
right?
Human activity, whether you call it audience rating.
The secret agents who are destroying each other in public because they got fouled up over policies.
Or consumer rating, etc., etc. All men are now engaged as hunters in espionage. Women are completely free.
he has a wonderful quote. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forward.
I believe that we'll look back and see this period as a collaborative revolution, a turning point.
Dagwood is very, very weak. Blondie is the power.
Plus, men are so visual. That's a lot of pressure constantly. Men are so visual. You never know what your guy's looking at. My ex-girlfriend, very paranoid. Always going through my phone, sock drawer, sniffing me. Always looking for clues.
We are moving into a world where women will be the only power. Any woman.
What will men be doing?
Still keeping each other under surveillance. We are moving into a world where women will be the only power. Any woman.
What will men be doing?
Still keeping each other under surveillance.
We spy by eye. That's what a spy means, and espionage means using the eye. And the I spy with my little eye is an old game that we use.
This is now an information world. Espionage is the biggest business in the world. No stockbroker can run his business without espionage. No banker can run his business without espionage. Every developer has to have espionage.
No.
Every fashion monger has to have espionage about what's coming.
No. That's one of Joyce's.
The whole damn world is run by espionage today.
Popular points in his.
I'm studying the patterns and the effects of these speed-ups.
Great work. Who gave you that?
Since most of the effects are subliminal.
A name is enough.
Very few people know about them.
When you've been labeled, you have been.
You can have access to any information in the world, anywhere in the world.
No.
I spy with my little eye. Something that begins with S, and then your job is guess what I spy. But no, the Western man is a visual spy, and he prides himself on the private eye. So on. Our detectives are called private eyes. It would be meaningless to a Russian, a private eye. My gosh.
But because they're all public, but they do the same job.
No, but they don't use the eye. They listen.
CIA, FBI style. CIA, FBI style.
That's why I'm surprised you don't see more female detectives.
The private eye. So on. Our detectives are called private eyes. It would be meaningless to a Russian, a private eye. My gosh.
But because they're all public, but they do the same job.
No, but they don't use the eye. They listen.
That's why I'm surprised you don't see more female detectives. Ladies, you guys would be amazing at that. You guys are intuitive, you're curious, you're persistent. I feel like you gals would crack every case as long as you thought it was personal. That's the key. Like, man, this guy killed 18 people in Fresno. So what? Well, he's also cheating on your best friend. Give me the file. Crack that case in an hour. Gotta be tough, ladies. Constantly judged by your looks. Gotta be exhausting. But somehow men get the blame for this. Like it's just...
Women are completely free. Women are completely free. Completely free to take over the rule. To take over the rule. To take over the rule of our society.
Acceptability is a sort of credit card he can put on his public if he has the right image. If not, he's out of luck.
And the goals, the thing that gives them goals are the good life shows and the commercials.
This is pure hypocrisy on their part, but they don't know any better.
Went into the kitchen, Captain Crunch, turn on the
that I understand.
The mind, remember, works much faster than electricity.
Eric Goldman on the program The Open Mind.
The speed of light is very slow compared to the speed of thought.
Professor McLuhan said that you don't discover...
Literally. The speed of light is not a fraction the speed of thought.
The kids, the awful struggle is the real pressure cooker situation is the kids who are the natural citizens of this electronic... this electronic is the kids who are the natural citizens of this electronic world.
Sensory commons
are also caught in what Tony calls the pencil box world. So you've got the slowest environment and the fastest people together. Now, so that's why the schools are going to get
that is called a gap. A generation gap. People need to meditate on the nature of gaps very much. And this... Margaret Mead told me that she once took, I think she said 6 or so paper bags on her books to the Admiralty Islands, and by chance, some of these natives had opened them, and they were absolutely amazed. They said, they're the same. It had never occurred to them that a book was something that's the same as another book. And the printed word hit them like a ton of bricks. It is actually a magical form. Rapid, by the way, magic is itself a form of repetition. Rapid, by the way, magic is itself a form of repetition. Rapid, by the way, magic is itself a form of repetition. Rapid, by the way, magic is itself a form of repetition. And print is a magical.
Why?
You talk. This is the way it is for everybody,
as far as everyday life is concerned.
And it's only when a thing has become obsolete that everybody is sufficiently familiar with it to make it work.
The problems of Western visual man is that he tries to translate everything into visual terms.
That the Psalms belonging to a totally alien tradition of non-written kind do not belong in the corpus of rabbinical tradition.
But Stan has been doing this kind of thing for a couple of years.
Well, that dead theme is irrelevant. When Newton created God, the great clockmaker, managing the mechanism of the universe, everybody felt comfy, things were in order. But with the disappearance of Newtonian physics and the disappearance of mechanical clockwork, well, God is dead. That's all there's to it. He's gone. He isn't up there anymore.
Yeah. There's no clock, therefore there's no...
It's like Bucky's current article about astro-architecture. When you put a satellite around the Earth, you put a bucky-fuller dome around the planet. The planet has become a bubble.
Yeah.
People used to talk about life being a bubble. Now the planet is a bubble, incidentally, that could explode any minute.
The telephone network surrounds the whole community. It's service. It's nothing but service.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Exactly. It's the community cost. But it is community.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but it's very difficult.
Even if they drop a bomb on you, will still own the whole. This is an ad, a real estate ad in the LA Times. Even if they drop a bomb on it, you will still own the whole. Isn't that a wonderful ad? That's figure ground, and that is hot tool. That's hot tool. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
When the dust settles, it will go up in price. It's the rest of the ad. No, that is a great ad, Dr. Hot Tool.
And tried to give your free-swinging, loose-hanging sort of I say to you thing.
Yeah, our Lord never ceased to lambaste these scribes and the Pharisees in his own time as being men of the letter, like lawyers.
Yeah.
It says here, and he is fond of telling them it is written, but I say unto you.
Yeah.
And the chemical bond, as taught to us by Linus Pauling, Heisenberg, and others, is interval resonance. Peculiarity of print, and I am a professor of literature full-time. I defend it right and left and center at all times. I consider it as the only origin of civilization and the only cause of civilization.